Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. The RNC under Ronna Romney McDaniel is irrevocably broken. I'm going to prove it to you through this report. It's going to get pretty detailed. I encourage you to listen to it all the way to the end because some of these expenditures will absolutely blow your mind. And if you're new, subscribe. Come join the fun over here. This is out of Red State by Jennifer Van Leer. And they actually, so a year ago, I did a report on this that was an exclusive investigation from Red State as well. And I didn't think even Fox News ran it, but the RNC spent $1.5 million on floral arrangements, limos, management, and media consultants. That's the headline. But here's where it gets really interesting, people. In light of reports that the RNC had a cash shortage heading into a critical election year, which was described as a revenue problem. So this is how the RNC described it. It was a revenue problem. And that the RNC board voted to authorize, people, get this, a $10 million line of credit in its 2024 budget. Red State analyzed expenditures recorded by the Federal Elections Commission since the December 2022 story to see where the money is going. So just so you understand, this is from October of 2022 to November of 2023. Listen to some of these categories. In fact, I'm going to put this up on the screen. So payroll. Now, I want you to look too. This RNC, DNC, total spending. The RNC spent $128 million some odd dollars. DNC was at $156 million. Here's where it goes off the rails. On payroll, there's really not that much of a difference. A DNC spent more. Obviously, probably have more people over there with a bigger budget. But then office supplies. $297,000 on office supplies. The DNC, $45,000. Management consulting, over $1 million versus $114,000. Now, management consulting, that can mean a lot of different things, but this is wild. Donor gifts, $615,000 to $502,000. So I want you to think about this in terms of the DNC with the bigger budget is spending $115,000 less. See, one of the things about conservatism is that a good conservative is a good conservative with everybody's money. So, for example, when I used to travel on business for this company I work for, I didn't go out to eat at all the steakhouses. I know people do that, whatever, do your thing. But I went to Chipotle, okay? Or I stayed at a hotel that served me breakfast. I ate the breakfast there because a good conservative is conservative with everybody's money. This shows you the complete lack of fiscal conservatism. Listen to this. Media booking consultants, $116,000 versus zero, because it's probably actually on the DNC's paid staff of $156 million. They probably just handled their media bookings themselves. Limousine. The DNC spent $7,263, but here's where it gets crazy. Remember how, I talked to I'll go back. I talked to a guy working on the ground in Georgia, and he talked about how the RNC's data was so terrible that it was hard to work with. Well, listen to this. GOTV stands for Get Out the Vote. Texting. RNC spent $86,000 because, they told us how they were working on their Get Out the Vote effort. The DNC, $1,676,923.29. Now, who's going to turn out more voters? The DNC or the RNC? Transfers to state parties because the RNC tries to claim, well, we transferred a bunch of that to state parties, to handle, well, really? Because the DNC transferred more and this is nuts. This whole report is absolutely nuts. Office supplies, okay? Businesses with 200 employees or more spend an average of $27 to $32 per month on office supplies. That's from an OPI study. The RNC had an average of 213 employees a month during that time frame. So office supply expenditures of $86,265 would be in line with industry standards. However, nearly $300,000 in expenses were categorized by the RNC as office supplies, and the DNC didn't spend that much. People, Ronna has to go. She has to go. She has to go. You have got to continue hounding your state party chairs. Ronna has got to leave. She is trying to pick her successor. There is talk of her stepping down. She should not be allowed to do that. Remember to check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack will get you big savings. Support Mike Lindell. There's a real election integrity fighter. All right. I love y'all. Peace out.